Okay guys, what we're going to try and do, and it is a busy show here, so bear with us, is I'm going to try and do a whistle-stop tour on our total rod range, together with my good mate Frank, to give you an idea what each of the ranges comprises, what they're all about, and which kind of angler they best suit. So if we start with the first rod, it's the new VaderX RS. This replaces the previous VaderX rods, and we're very excited about it. We'll sell tens of thousands of these this year. Frank, if you'd like to get one of them out from the rack here. These rods retail around the £50 mark, £55 mark, and the point of them is...
It's a £3 that one.
That's the 12-foot £3. They're the perfect all-round go-to rod for your general carp fishing needs. The difference with the new one to the old is mainly the guides. So we've changed the previous SIC style guides for these new steel frame guides.
They're much lighter, are they?
Much lighter. Yeah. What it does, it increases the tip speed.
Yeah.
So when you're casting, what's the benefit of a fast recovery, Frank?
Well, basically the less weight you've got on the rod with the rings and everything does allow a quicker recovery because it's not having to carry the weight.
And what does that do for the angler? It means there's not much line slapping.
You've got more control as well.
More accuracy?
Yeah. You know, when a rod's lighter, it's much more tactile, so you can feel your cast better.
Right. Okay. And you would happily fish with this rod, even?
Yeah, of course I would. Yeah, I remember testing the previous version.
Yeah.
And putting it right the way across to the lake at Carp in the park.
I remember, yeah.
And people were amazed.
You can still see that video on YouTube, actually.
Absolutely.
We had a crowd of holidaymakers going, what the? And they couldn't believe it.
All the people that seen it said, how much is that rod? And I told them, and they fainted nearly, you know. We sold several thousand, didn't we?
We did. And several thousand, like try about 70,000.
70,000, yes.
So what we've also done with this rod is we've given it a harder finish. So this is what we're calling an armoured finish. So when you're banging it about, you don't scratch it, which is quite important. It's got a little red tipping on it as well. And then the same as the last range, you've got a nice slim shrink wrap handle.
Yeah, Japanese shrink wrap, yeah.
You've got a 18mm DPS reel seat, which fits all the reels on the market. You've got a Sonik custom line clip. You've got a nice little bit of detailing there where the graphics are. And most importantly also on the tip, it has an anti-frap tip. And what we mean by that is it doesn't have a ridge there.
Yeah.
So if you have the misfortune to get the line wrapped round when you're casting, it'll just come off.
Yeah.
With previous guides, that would snap the tip off.
And it's a nice size as well, isn't it?
Nice size, yeah. So although it's an entry-level rod, there's a lot of thought and a lot of knowledge and expertise gone into the blank. And
when I think back to when I was in my 20s, if you could have had a rod like this for that price, then it's crazy. You were spending, even then, I was using tri-cast rods, and they were still about £150 then.
Yeah, I remember.
In 1980.
Yeah.
You think about it's come on now, and something like this is ridiculous.
How much was a pint of beer or a gallon of petrol in 1980? And yet fishing tackle's gone down in price. It's crazy. So that's them. They go from 10 foot to 13 foot. Go and check them out at your local dealer. They're an absolute winner.
And they have a matching landing net as well.
They do have a landing net. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
It comes in 1 or 2 piece. The landing net. It's about 50 quid. So next out the bag is we've got the Dominator range, which is the next price point up. The retail at about 75 quid, and the difference with this and the Vader is the blank has got a slightly stiffer, better quality carbon fibre, so you'll cast a bit further. And it's also got a 1K weave, which is that nice little detailing. I don't know if you can see on the camera. It goes all the way up to the first butt ring with a Fuji reel seat. They come 10 foot, 12 foot and 13 foot, just like the Vaders. And I guess the guy who buys this rod is also a fairly general all-round angler, but he wants just the next up in quality. And I remember you did a few review of these with Total Carp, was it at the time?
I did, and was casting with quite heavy line, 140 yards, no problem. And I think I had £15 line at the time.
Okay.
And you can feel the extra step up in quality with these, even though the other ones are superb. This is the next stage up for someone that's not got a massive budget but wants some real decent quality. You know?
I noticed the one you've got is a 12.275 pound with a 40mm guide. £3 and above all have 50mm guides. So they go from 10 foot to 13 foot in all the test curves. And they're a good choice for the guy who wants a quality rod without breaking the bank, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
So next out the bag, Frank, is our top of the range rod, which again you've reviewed for us in the past. And this is an out casting rod. It's the GravityXT.
Yes, it is.
And this is using a certain type of carbon fiber that we call nanoalloy carbon fiber. And that's got a resin system in it, which means it bonds the carbon tighter together, so you can actually lose less of it in the blank. And it makes it stiffer, it makes it a bit faster, and it means you cast further, basically. You've tried and used these rods a lot, Frank.
Yeah, another interesting point with these rods is that they're parallel butt.
Yes.
Which means that up until the insert, this is the same diameters all the way down. It's consistent, so it delivers more power. There isn't a taper off.
Well, I show that by just pulling the tip down. So you can see how stiff that butt is, but with a soft tip for playing fish.
So during the cast, it tends to lock up quicker, and it's consistent. There isn't any warping or anything, so it gives a real decent feel, like a steely feel when you cast it, which is what you want. You don't want something to feel floppy. And it's all
definitely
in the
don't want floppy.
Yeah, I'd vouch for that, mate.
Sorry, guys, couldn't resist it. Yeah. The detailing on the rod is you get a Fuji reel seat. You have a custom line collar.
Yeah.
Struggling for the words here, which is really nice, actually.
Yeah.
You've also got, if I break it down, just grab that for me, Frank. Yeah. On the other end, it's got a stainless steel, not a laser etched, it's a stainless steel butt cap. So it stays looking like that for the life of the rod. It doesn't get scratched, you know. It's a fantastic looking rod, I have to say.
Yeah.
It's really nice. But it is top dollar, and they're selling for about $260. You get a set on a deal if you shop around on the internet. Well worth the extra investment if you're fishing at range, I would say.
I use the 13 footers, the 3.5s, and literally is staggering the distance you can get with them. And the 12s, well, the 13s are ridiculous. Definitely say if you want an inexpensive, super long range rod, this is the one to buy. The 13 foot 3.5s is awesome.
When you say inexpensive, it's quite expensive for Sonik, but it's compared to the price you can pay for other brands.
Well,
it's a steal.
If you look at some of the other companies out there, you know, they're charging £450, £500 per rod. And
would it be fair to say that that's kind of you're paying for the name more so than the product that you're actually getting?
Yeah.
And I don't wish to be in any way disrespectful to other companies, because there's some fantastic brands out there. What Sonik stands for, and I set this company up 11 years ago, is the top best quality, but real fair value for money prices. We try and make it affordable for you guys to go fishing. That's what the bottom line is. So next up is a rod that's been the most unbelievable selling rod that we've ever done in our history. It's the best selling rod in our range, and it's taken the market literally by storm since it was released last year. And that's the Xtractor range, which is a rod range that features a part retractable butt section with a put over tip. And that's a 10-foot rod that actually breaks down to 50 inches in length, which means you can get it into the car boot if you don't want to have the back seats folded down. And quite honestly, a lot of thousands of people that have bought these are almost switching from 12-foot to 10-foot or 9-foot rods, and for the most part finding that it'll do everything they want without the inconvenience of a 12-foot rod. Now they come in 6-foot, 9-foot and 10-foot lengths. We also have some Recon rods that I'll tell you about in a minute. But if you grab that, and I pull the tip down again, Frank. I'm quite good at being a fat carp, by the way. Good at that one. It's amazing how much power is in this rod for such a small, short rod.
That's
a friend of mine, Tom Wright, who used to have ATT alarms, spent all last summer on Lake Badine catching monster fish and catfish, and all he used for the summer was this rod. From the boat, obviously.
They're an absolute awesome thing for boat fishing in particular.
Great for boat fishing. You can also cast a long way with them. And they're not expensive. I mean, you know, what are they, 50, 60 quid? So you can get a set of 3 for the price of 1 rod from other people, you know? So that's that one. We've also now introduced... That's okay? You all right? Xtractor Recon. Don't know if you can see that in the camera there. It says Recon. And what Recon means, this is an 8-foot rod, but it has a double pack down. It goes down once, goes down twice, and then you've got the tip that comes off. And incredibly, that means you've got a 24-inch transport length, so you can stick it down your trouser leg, actually.
Or on the plane.
On the plane, in the
I fly to
suitcase.
Italy and everywhere, and these are perfect for that.
Right.
Yeah. Because the nightmare is with the bazooka tubes and stuff like that, is they throw them around and smash them, but you can actually take this on as hand luggage, because it'll fit within that remit, won't it?
And if you check out YouTube, I think you'll see that Joe and the guys from CARPology did a review on these rods a couple of months ago.
Do you reckon that's enough bike shots? We could just drive to the lake and then film from there. No one's gonna know. I'm not paid to cycle on the scope.
It's got a lot of views. Again, if I'm a fat carp, the thing about them is that you can land anything that swims with that, probably.
Cool, there's some power in it.
There's a lot of power in that rod,
Yeah.
which means you can cast with it.
Yeah.
You can catch fish in the margins.
Yeah.
It's nothing really that you would hook that you couldn't land with that.
The other thing is we're planning to do some filming showing the casting ability of these rods, which is going to be incredible, really, because you'll be surprised. We're going to measure it with the wraps, and we're going to show you exactly what they can do.
And when you're doing that?
We're going to do it on the 19th of February.
Okay.
So look out for the films afterwards.
I will.
And I'm taking a young guy with us who's only 18, young Adam, so people can say, well, it's Frank, he can cast anything a long way. So young Adam's going to come and do some casting with us as well. So he's going to be completely impartial. Then you'll see the average of what we do, the two of us. So it'll be more interesting, you know. So,
go on, guys.
So look out for that one.
All right. We've got the public crossing by. Feel free. This is our great...
Yeah.
These people have just bought Sonik stuff, so they're one of the many thousands. Now, we've taken that to the next level also with Xtractor 12-foot Recons, which... A year ago, James Temple and myself, James is our product manager, were scratching our chins going, I wonder if we could extend that retractable idea to produce a 12-foot rod for people who prefer a 12-foot rod and have a short pack down length, and this is it. So this is the Xtractor Recon 12-foot, available in £3, 3¼ and 3½. And what it does, it packs down once, packs down twice, and then you take the tip off. And amazingly, you've got a 12-foot rod with a 50-inch transport length. And
this is a kind of a world first, is it? This?
It is a bit of a world first.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not rocket science, is it? But
no, I know, but it's a 12-footer that's telescopic. I know they've done them in the past, but the way that this folds up and that's different.
It's totally unique.
Yeah.
And I think this has the potential, and we'll shall see, you know, time will be the judge, but it has the potential to redefine how people buy 12-foot rods. Because why do you want to have to take a van, break the seat down, have people break into your car, nick your gear, when you can just have this set up in the boot, and it's available for whenever you might have a short session
that's a good point.
You know?
Yeah.
So, 12-foot, 3¼ 3½. They're out now in stock. Go and check them at your local dealers. They're very reasonably priced.
Yeah, and this will be one of the rods that we're testing for casting distances.
It will.
Also.
All under 100 quid.
Yeah.
79 quid, I think they are. So.
£79.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So the last rod we're going to talk about is just new out now, and this is the new Xtractor rod on steroids, I'm calling it. It's called the Insurgent. And it's I'm really proud of this rod. I think it's the best rod we do, probably. Right. Now, what's the difference, you're going to ask, with this and the Xtractor? Because it's the same drop-down principle of a retractable butt with a put-over tip, available in 9 and 10-foot lengths. The difference is the carbon fiber in the blank, and the carbon fiber in this rod comes from Japan by the best manufacturer, in my opinion, in the world, which is Toray carbon fiber.
Oh, right, yeah.
All the best Airbuses and aeroplanes use Toray carbon fiber in their construction, and the fishing rod industry is kind of fortunate. All the research that goes on in that industry can be applied to making fishing rod blanks ever lighter, ever slimmer. And the lightness on this rod, you have to kind of, all right guys, you have to feel it to believe it, but it's kind of just like stupid light.
Yeah, it is.
And if I pull the tip down as a fat carp again, It's really steely action on this rod.
Oh yeah,
See,
bloody hell.
you've got a nice soft tip, but it's really good for casting, good for playing big fish.
Yeah, wow.
Different to the Xtractor as well is it has a 50mm guides. And again, these are the new PVD coated guides, which are perfect for braid. And Frank, you know, why would a guy who's got Xtractors go and invest in Insurgents? Because they're about 130, 140.
Well, it's still not expensive, is it, for a rod of this sort of quality? I guess if you're going to want this type of rod, you get connoisseurs in every game, don't you? You want, if you say it was shotguns or something, you always want something that, if you've got the money, why not treat yourself to that extra?
It's your hobby.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a rehearsal,
special.
is it? Let's face it.
No.
So why not just get good gear if you want it? But they're not stupid price.
It just looks,
you know,
it just
140,
screams quality, doesn't it, with the look of it,
It
the
does.
carbon and the feel of it and everything.
And I mean, the Carp don't really care, do they? So buying good quality fishing tackle is about the joy of ownership.
Yeah.
And it's about the joy of your sport. And you're just proud to own the stuff, and it makes it more enjoyable.
It's just the fact that you've got choices, haven't you?
You've got choices.
Yeah.
So to take you through the range, there's 9 foot, there's 10 foot,
Yeah.
but also, if I can find it, available from March is going to be a 12-foot Insurgent Recon in 3 pound, in 3 1/4, and 3 1/2. And I think this is the best rod on the stand. It's stupid light, it's a lovely casting action, but the name Recon means double pack down. So it goes down once, goes down twice, take the tip off it, and again, if for a 12-foot rod, you've now got a 50-inch transport length.
And we've got dedicated carrying systems for these as well.
We do actually, that's a good point. I don't have them here to show you, but all the rods I've shown you have a dedicated sleeve or sleeves or carrier system.
Yeah.
You can
And
use
they look fantastic when you've got them in it. They're beautiful, aren't they?
And you're going to be doing this next week with Adam, aren't you? Demonstrating how far you can
Exactly.
cast.
We're going to go through the range and try them all. Yeah.
Because I think you'd be amazed how far you can. You haven't had a go with these yet.
No.
It's going to blow your socks off.
Yeah, well, I'm dying to try.
So watch out for that, guys. So that's the Insurgent and the Insurgent Recons. So to wind back then from VaderX to DominatorX to GravityXT to Xtractor to Insurgents, that's 5 rod ranges that covers pretty much all your carp fishing needs, and none of it will break the bank.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching. See you again soon.